Tip number 3. I feel like this one is a no-brainer. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Yua. I am a current first semester nursing student in a registered nursing program. And so far, I am at the end of my first semester and have so many tips for future nurses or current nursing students on how to be successful and how to tackle nursing school, because it's nothing like we've ever endured before, right? My first tip on how to be successful in nursing school, and I feel like this one's kind of obvious, but I feel like this still happens a lot. So I just feel like it's just one of the things that needs to be said. You need to be organized. And what I mean by organized is printing out your syllabus, printing out your schedule, printing out whatever you need if that's something physical. So this would include doing those reading materials that you need to know exactly what you're going to be doing in class. So for example, clinicals, if you're going to be doing IVs, read everything that you need to read about IVs that your teacher or your clinical instructor has given to you as assigned reading, so that you'll know exactly, or at least the major components to what you're expected. And so reading, printing out your whatever materials you need. Maybe you're also like me and you need to actually write out the different procedures. Do that. Do whatever works for you, but be organized. Know exactly what you're going to be doing right before the day before class, because I have seen over and over again where there are students who literally come to class and are clueless on what we're doing. So be prepared and be organized. Moving on to my second tip on how to be successful in nursing school is figure out what is your learning style. And what I mean by that is, are you an audio learner? Are you like more of a physical, tactile learner? Or are you a visual learner? It's because I know for most of us, we were never taught to figure out how we learn best. We were put in a school system that literally taught us to just sit in class, listen for a couple of hours, and be able to go home and somehow be able to retain that. And maybe that's not the best way how you learn. I know for a fact for me, I like to listen to an instructor, but I also am a visual and tactile learner. I feel like I am not completely one way or the other. And for most of us, we aren't. For most of us, we are a mix of one or two. So it's so important for you to figure out what is your learning style. Because once you learn it and you realize you don't need to waste your time doing anything else, that is what's going to make you very successful, especially for your exams. Tip number 3. I feel like this one is a no-brainer because I have learned to become very, very resourceful, but be resourceful. And what I mean by that is, don't just depend on your information to be given from your professors, from your textbooks. There's Google, there's YouTube. Use your peers, use your students, other students in the program. Literally find any resource, every resource you can. Don't just stick to the textbook they give you. I know it's expensive. I personally hate spending money on textbooks too. But hey, if that's what helps you, do it. I know there are so many of us, because our program's not like the typical one where we take a specific pharmacology class. So we didn't have a designated pharmacology textbook to go based off. And for the most of us, we purchase flashcards, purchase anything that really will help you learn. Be resourceful. Also, I've realized that especially with my specific class, a lot of us struggled a lot with creating care plans, because we have this one specific textbook that we have that was used for care plans, and it was so difficult to understand the concept of what are the interventions, what are the outcomes, and what are the things the nurses need to do. And that was so difficult. And I feel like most of us, we weren't resourceful, especially in the beginning. And once we got it, it clicked. But it made me realize how much we weren't being very resourceful, in that there's Google, there's YouTube. Like, be resourceful as much as possible. So don't feel like you have to just stick to your textbooks. Don't feel like you have to just stick to your professors, because I'm going to tell you right now, with all your professors, they're going to all contradict each other as well. Everyone's going to have a different answer or a different way and method of getting something done or how to do something, and figure out what it is that makes sense to you. So be resourceful. My fourth and second to last tip is study every single day, or small increments every day. So what I mean by that is, I know that for most of us as students who take prereqs, undergrad, we're so used to cramming like maybe a couple days right before the test, because that for most of us, I felt like that was just a routine that we've always gotten used to. You go to class, you listen to lectures every day, and then a week before the test, that's when you literally cram everything, and you're trying to remember something that happened like 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you're like, I have no idea that what we were even talking about in class today. So what really helps is, instead of trying to create a very short, long time of studying, study a little bit every single day. And that helps you retain so much more than if you try to cram at the last minute. And I've had to learn that and break those bad habits myself too. So I spend at least 4 to 5 hours every single day reviewing my notes, studying, reading. Literally, I feel like the other times I'm not in class or I'm not sleeping, I'm literally just studying, reading, doing something for nursing school. So that is my huge tip on retaining information. And so you don't feel like at the end, when right before your test, you're cramming everything and you can't recall what happened like weeks ago. So study a little bit in small increments, or study every single day. And then on to my last and fifth tip on how to be successful in nursing school is do practice questions. In nursing school, it's so different. These exams are completely different from what you've ever done your entire life. I can only say this for myself, but if you ask any previous or current nursing student, they will tell you that these exams are nothing like you've ever taken before in your undergrad, in your prereqs. Nothing can prepare you for these exams. The only thing that can make you successful and get you really into the mindset and how to really tackle these exams are to do as many practice questions as possible. And these are NCLEX style questions, because at the end of your nursing program, you will be required to take the NCLEX, which is the licensing board that you must pass in order to get your license. And it is a NCLEX style. So if you don't know what that is, go Google it and go look it up. But these questions will make you undoubtedly doubt yourself, okay? Every little thing, it will question you, and it truly is critical thinking. It's all about application. So do as many practice questions as possible. If you have friends or family members that were nursing students or were in nursing programs, ask for those textbooks, because every single chapter or unit at the end, there's practice questions. Google it, look it up. There's so many options out there. It's like what is it? Quizlet. Like Quizlet, there's different styles out there that many students in the past has put up. So go look it up. Go and practice as much as possible. And like I said, be resourceful. Look for different resources. Don't just depend on the ones in your textbooks, unless your professor specifically says, hey, study this specific unit. But I guarantee you, no two questions will be set up or asked the exact same way. So it's not just about memorization. It's about understanding what they're asking you. And it's understanding what part of the nursing process are you in. And if you are a current nursing student, you will know exactly what I mean. If you aren't, just be prepared. Go and buy those NCLEX style question books, regardless if you're in fundamentals, med-surg, and start practicing those practice questions. All right, so that was my 5 tips on how to be successful in nursing school. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And if you are a previous or current nursing student, comment down below in the comment section and give us your tips on how to be successful in nursing school. Of course, my 5 tips cannot be the only tips to be successful in nursing school, all right? So other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.